And can you make the screen a bit bigger, or that is a maximum?
Yeah, not in my complete laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave that option only. Select the desktop. That's it.
Maybe in the GoToMeeting, the audio has having some issues, I guess.
Maybe the problem is the settings which you have selected there. Okay.
Okay. No, but for Zoom, I haven't changed any settings, but still it is working.
Detecting directly. It is not detecting.
Okay.
Okay. What was our previous class topic?
We finished that. Today we are supposed to check the routers.
Router. Okay.
That variable length.
VLSM completed.
Yeah, subnetting with variable length was completed, and you mentioned that you'll start routing today, routing tables or some routers or something.
Yes, yes.
And you'll be
So,
sending the software as well.
pardon? Yeah,
There is
software you didn't got last time.
actually I have to check actually if you
I will,
can.
I will share it. Just a minute.
Maybe post the class, you can put it on that Google Drive.
Just I will copy it. You will take it.
Yeah.
It will get updated in few minutes. Okay. So, what is the purpose of console interface?
Come again.
In usage of console interface, why do we have a console interface on a router?
To configure the routers.
To configure the router the first time. Okay.
Yeah.
So by default, maybe sometimes you'll get the OS. If you're ordering without the OS, then you need to install the operating system. Okay. First time, if you want to install the operating system, you need to have the console interface, as well as whenever you are going to configure the basic initial configuration, like even I have purchased the router, IPs will not be configured by default. If I want to configure the IP addresses, if I want to enable the remote access telnet or any other commands, if you want to implement, first time I will use the console. So where you are going to connect the console cable, how the connection will be there, how you are going to connect a router and a computer.
There is that. It's called some cross cable or something, I guess, right?
Console cable will be there.
Okay.
You will have a console cable like this.
Okay.
Where you will take a console cable, you will connect to the console port, then it will be written like a console port. From the console port, you will connect the console cable on the back end of your CPU, that is a COM port. But nowadays, directly you are getting the interfaces. Okay. You are getting the RS-232 USB. So you are getting a USB port like this. The one end you will connect to your laptop, the other end will be connected to the console cable. Okay. So easy process, it will be very simple. So that is the usage of console. Now, why if you want to connect a router and a switch, which cable you will use?
Router and a
Switch. If I want to connect a LAN network to a switch, which cable to a router? RJ45 port will be there. So RJ45 port you will use to connect. So this is your RJ45 port, Ethernet ports.
Okay.
So directly you will have the cable, Ethernet cable you will connect here. And what is the usage of serial cables?
It's for old systems, maybe.
Old time you used to have. Now also some places back to back connecting to routers. You can even now you can use the serial cable. But nowadays people are preferring the fast Ethernet. So the problem with the serial is it is a 1.5 Mbps speed. Okay. So nowadays, even if I want to connect two different routers directly, back to back, I can use the Ethernet cable if I am not implementing any WAN protocol. If you want to implement a WAN protocol between them, then you will connect using the serial cable.
Okay.
So what are the components inside a router? If I open the router, what will be inside a router?
There will be one processing unit,
Yeah, right.
power unit,
Okay.
motherboard,
Good.
RAM,
RAM will be there, and you will have the read-only memory.
or read-only memory.
So a read-only memory will contain a program known as bootstrap loader. Okay. Read-only
Okay.
memory contains a program known as bootstrap loader. So whenever you power on the device, the bootstrap loader will check the power on self-test. It will check whether all the components are working perfectly or not. Then what happens? You will have a place known as memory chip known as flash. What is the usage of flash?
No
What
idea.
is flash is a when you have learned the previous CCNA 1 year back, no?
Yeah, it's almost 1 year. After that, I was shifted to some other domain.
Okay, you are not in the networking.
No,
Okay.
no. So again, I was back into the networking. So I wanna
Uh,
rewind these things.
mhm. So flash is a location where you will save the operating system. It is a memory chip where the operating system related files will be located.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever you power on RAM power, then power on self test, then it will check the flash whether operating system is available or not. If the
Okay.
operating system is available, it will load it and decompress it into the RAM, random access memory.
Okay.
Okay. Then after that, it will go and check for the startup configuration. Is already someone configured the device or not? It will check. So if you already have configured the device, then you will have saved it. So if you save the configuration, it will be saved in the NVRAM, non-volatile RAM.
Okay.
Non-volatile RAM is a location where files your saved configuration will be located. If you are not saved, suppose I have started the router first time I have configured it. If I am not saving the configuration, the unsaved information will be in the RAM, random access memory, running configuration. So if I don't save and if I reboot the device, next time it will not be available.
Okay.
So normally whenever you are configuring, you will do the saving.
Yeah.
Then you will have the processor. What is the usage of processor? It will process CPU. Processor will be there. Motorola processor will be available. So power on the device, Bootstrap program will load from the ROM. Bootstrap will run the power on self test. It will locate the flash. If the flash is available, it will copy the flash. Flash, if it is having the OS, it will copy into the RAM. Once it is loaded, it will go for the startup configuration in the environment. Okay. If the startup configuration is copied, if it is there, it will be copied into the RAM.
Yeah.
Now, let's open the packet tracer. So, if you have a new router, first time it will take you to the, if you have proper flash, if OS is there, if it is loaded the OS, and if it is not having the startup configuration, that you will see this message.
Okay.
So it is saying that do you want to configure the router or not? Okay. So you want to configure with the dialog box. Dialog box means the OS will question you some questions. So scripting will be there which will ask you some basic questions. So it is a long procedure. So normally no one will say yes here. You will say no. Once you say no and hit the enter, you will come to this level. This mode name is user mode. The meaning of user mode is here you can use very basic commands. Very basic commands. Basic command means you can use the telnet, enable, disable, login, logout, connect, disconnect, trace route, ping. These basic commands. You cannot see the complete running configuration or startup configuration, or not even you can implement any protocol, change the IP. You cannot do anything from here. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to go, if you want to see the complete configuration, then you need to type one more command here, which will turn on the privilege level. If I type enable, it will take me to the next level. Okay. So the next level is identified by the hash. It indicates you are in the privileged level. Privileged level means I can use all the show commands, show running configuration, show startup configuration, show flash, show version of the device, or show IP interface brief. These commands I can see. Okay. I can change the time, I can see the time. These basic things I can do. But still, if I want to change the IP address, I cannot change the IP address. Okay. I cannot make any changes. I can copy the configuration to the remote server, TFTP server. I can save the configuration. I can delete the startup configuration. I can delete the running configuration. All these things I can do. But I cannot make any individual changes. If I want to change the IP address from here, I cannot change. If I want to add a protocol, remove a protocol, if I want to do any kind of other changes, I cannot do from here. If you want to make the changes, go to the next level.
Okay.
That is the configure terminal. Once I give the command configure terminal, it will take me to the next level, that is the global configuration mode. Okay. Just a second. So now I am in the global configuration. This is the highest level. From here I can make any kind of change. I can change the IP address, I can copy the startup configuration, running configuration, everything I can do. Okay.
Yeah.
I will come back to the next level, exit I will say. Now I am in the user mode.
Yeah.
In the user mode, what can I do? I can take the help of the CLI if I don't know what to do. Suppose I am new, I don't know any command. You can use the help of question mark. If you give the question mark a list of commands which can be executed, it will show you the list of commands. Okay. So I can, if I want to see the clock, I will type the command show clock. Okay. If I want to know what are the commands which are starting with the S, I can give the question mark. It will show you me the list of commands which are starting with the S. Okay. So with the S, I have 4 commands. So if I want to type show, at least how many characters I need to type?
3.
2 is enough, I think. SH is enough, no? It will differentiate. So SH will differentiate. If I press the tab, it will complete it. Clock means only one command, how many? Many other. If I want to type clock, I need to type CLO at least. It will differentiate. It will complete it. Okay. So I can change the time means clock set clock question mark. Set is a command. If we give the question mark, it will give the how to type the time. Suppose it is something like set question mark. It will give the date, type the date and the month. All these things will provide.
Okay.
Now, if I want to change the device name, command is host name. host name, suppose I want to keep the name as the R1, whatever. I cannot change it. It is giving the clear message. Invalid input is detected at the marker. So what I need to do, if I want to change the name, config mode, type the command host name. Okay. It will change the name of the router. If I want to see how many interfaces have the show IP interface tree, you can see the list of commands. So list of interface names. Interface name. I got two interfaces on this router. If I go to the physical part, you can see here I have two interfaces, fast Ethernet 0x1 and 0x2. So it is showing those two interfaces. It is saying that there is no IP address. IP address is not assigned. Status is administratively down. Protocol is down. Administratively down, the meaning of this is
It is not yet configured.
it is shut down.
Okay. It was not yet powered up or?
Powered off.
Okay.
Administratively down is powered off. If you see the running configuration, you will be seeing here that for every interface there is by default command shutdown.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to configure, go to the global configuration mode, enter the name of the interface, give the command IP address 192, whatever the IP you want to give, 192.168.1.1 subnet mode. If you want to turn it on, say no shutdown, these commands you can provide. Exit. If you want to set a password to a router, you can give a command enable password. So previously, if I go back now, if I say enable, there is no security. I want to have a command whenever someone types the enable, I want to ask a password. Enable password Cisco 123. So if I go back and say enable, it will ask me the password. Cisco 123, if I type, then it will allow me. Okay. But the problem is this password can be seen in the running configuration. You can see this password in the running configuration. To overcome this problem, I can go with the command enable secret Cisco, for example. Now, if you try to see the configuration, if you see the password, you cannot read the password. Okay. So, if you have multiple passwords and if you want to enter, you need to give the secret password Cisco. It will take you.
Okay.
Okay. You want to save the configuration, copy running configuration to the startup configuration. It will save the configuration. Or you can give WRIT command also, right? It will also save the configuration. Okay. Let's make a small lab here.
So where can I get all those commands? You'll be sharing it or can it?
Yeah, I will share. I will share. I will share. After the class, I will send an email. I am selecting the router 2811. Okay, 2811. I will select 3 routers of 2811 model. I will select switches. I will hold the control key and then select the switch. Then you can go with the multiple connections. Different computers. Hold the control key and click on the computer. You will get the multiple options. At the same time, you can go with the multiple selection. So in the cables, you have the straight cable and cross cable. Okay. So if I want to connect similar devices, PC to PC, which cable I will use?
Straight cable.
PC to PC directly. To same devices, you will not use the straight cable. You will use the cross cable. Different devices. If I want to connect a PC to a switch, I will use the straight cable. This is a straight cable. Click on the PC. Click on the switch. Okay. You will click on the PC. Click on the switch. Okay. Similarly here also. PC, fast Ethernet switch. Or you can hold the go with the controller automatic option. Hold the control key and click on the automatic. It will select automatically appropriate interface as well as the cable. Just need to click on the switch and then click on the PC. Click switch PC. So like this, you
Okay.
can have the connections. So it is something like three different locations are there. We are having three different networks on the three different locations. Now I want to connect a switch to a router. Which cable I need to use?
The straight one.
Straight cable. So I will click on the straight cable. Switch, I will select interface. On a router, I will select fast Ethernet 0/0. Same thing here, straight cable, switch, fast Ethernet 0/4, router, fast Ethernet 0/0. Any fast Ethernet interface you can select here. 0/4, 0/0. Then between the routers, I want to use the similar devices. I want to use the cross cable. So on the router 1, 0/1, to router 2, 0/1. I want to connect cross cable. Can I use any one of these interface, auxiliary or console?
The console is only for configuring, right?
Yes, console and auxiliary. Even if I connect, it will not accept. Even though if it is accepting, I cannot do any changes there. The problem will be there. So
Yes.
I need to add an interface. For that, power off the device. Okay, I will zoom it. Power it off. The NM1FETX. Okay, this mode 1FETX I'm adding means I got one fast Ethernet. Enable, power it on. Now you got a fast Ethernet interface. Now you can
Okay.
connect. So now we have configured we have connected, we have designed it now, okay. Now we want to configure the IP addresses. The rule for configuring the IP address is router is a layer 3 device which makes communication between multiple networks. So it is mandatory that all the interfaces of a router must be in the different subnets. So if you are using an IP address here like 10.0.1, the same network cannot be used on the any other interface of that router. You have to go with some other IP or some other network. You cannot use the same network. So on the router 1 fast Ethernet 0/1, I have decided to configure 10.0.1. On the fast Ethernet 0/0, I have decided to configure 192.168.1.1. The another rule is whatever the IP I have configured here from the same subnet I need to configure here. This link must be in the same subnet. So I need to go with the 10 network here. It is mandatory for me. So I need to select the 10.0.2. Any IP starting with the 10 network. Okay. Similarly, on whatever 10 is used, I cannot use once again. So I will go with some other network. It is mandatory that all the interfaces of your router must be in the different subnets. 11.0.2. Then fast Ethernet on this fast Ethernet 192.168.2.1, 192.168.3.1. So I want to configure these IPs on this router. So click on
Why,
the
why we need to have in the same subnet?
come this one.
Yeah.
Yes, point to point link. It must be in the same subnet because we are not doing any routing here. We don't have any router to make communication between the different networks.
How about that from router to the switch?
From router to the switch, it should be in a different network. Complete LAN network will be in the same subnet. Okay.
So why we should be in a different network? Is there any kind of reason or?
Because router is a device which makes communication between multiple networks. Okay. It will never make the communication with the same network. If you want to make communication the same network, then use the switch. Switch will make the communication. No need of a router. Okay.
Okay.
That's the reason. So even if you try to give the IP address, it will reject it. It will never accept it. Okay. It will say IP is overlapping with the other interface. So what should be my commands in order to configure these three routers? On the router 1, what should I type? Now I want to configure the IP address on the 0x1 interface. So here what I need to say?
We need to go to configuration terminal first.
So how to get the configuration mode?
We need to just type enter.
No here.
Okay.
He is showing two options, yes or no.
No.
No. Then press return means enter. Okay. Then enable.
Then
configuration mode. Then if you want to change the name of the router, write the name. Okay. Then if you want to change the IP interface, name of the interface, IP address 10.0.1, subnet mask. Okay. No shutdown, exit. Another interface 0x0, IP address 192.168.1.1, subnet mask. If I try to give the IP address like 10.0.2, it will not accept it. It will say the IP is overlapping with the other interface.
Okay.
Okay. It is mandatory for me to go with the 192 to any other network. Okay. No shutdown. What is the need of no shutdown command? NOSH is a shortcut of no shutdown. Why I am giving the no shutdown command?
To keep it active.
Keep it active. By default is turned on. So I have configured this interface. It came up, but even I have configured this interface, but it is still red in color. Why it is not up?
The other side is not configured
Yes,
yet.
you can check show IP interface brief. 0x0, both are status and protocol is up. 0x1, only the status is up, protocol is not up. Go to the second router. Configure this one. No enable configure mode, host name R2, interface partition at 0x1, IP address 10.0.2. No shutdown, exit. Interface partition 0x0, IP address 192.168.2.1, subnet mask. No shutdown, exit. Interface partition 1x0, IP address 11.0.1, subnet mask. No shutdown, exit. Okay. So I have configured the first interface where 0x1 is the first interface. Interface 0x1, I have assigned the IP address. I said it to come up. It will come up. I got the messages. Okay. Then 0x0, I am configuring the IP address. No shutdown. It will come up. And 1x0, that is the interface. This one, IP address. No shutdown.
Yeah.
Similarly, on the router tree, we need to configure. Enable global configuration mode, host name router tree, interface partition 0x1, IP address 11.0.2, subnet mask. No shutdown, exit. Interface partition 0x0, IP address 192.168.3.1, subnet mask. No shutdown, exit. So like this, we are going to we have configured the three routers with the different IPs. So now you can see this, all these interfaces are up and running, they are green. So you need to make sure that both the interface and the status is up. This must be mandatory before going to the next step. These must be up. Show IP interface brief, interface and status must be up. Show IP interface brief, interface and status is up.
Yeah.
Then how to allocate the IP address on the computers?
This one?
IP address on the computers. I want to allocate the IP address here. Click on the computer, go to the desktop, IP configuration, type the IP. What should be my IP?
IP should be from the 192.
192.168.1. Any other IP?
Any other.
Default gateway will be which IP?
Default is the first one.
192.168, the one which I have configured on the router. Okay. So I can even configure the IP using the DHCP. So if I say static means I need to type the IP address, everything, but DHCP it should take automatically. But at this moment, I am getting the message DHCP request failed here. Why it is so?
Because we haven't configured yet.
Yes, so we need to configure the DHCP server. I will make the router as a DHCP server. IP DHCP pool any name network. Give the information from the network. Give the network ID from which you want to give the IP addresses. Then default router, that is a gateway IP 192.168.1.1. So I have created a DHCP pool. If someone is asking the IP, then it will be giving the IP from this network, and the gateway will be this one for that one. So now, if you go to the computer, say on the other PC, DHCP, you should get the IP address.
Okay, it's requesting.
Yes, it got the IP address.
How did it got IPv6 as well on the bottom?
Yeah, it is by default not supported in the new packet base. IPv6 is there. You can configure IPv6 also.
Okay.
So let's configure the DHCP on the router to IP DHCP pool. Any name I am giving R2.
We'll see IPv6 as well in the classes, or?
Yeah, we will see IPv6 also.
Okay.
Network 192.168.2.0 subnet mask. Default router 192.168.2.1. This is for the router 2, creating a pool for the router 2 network. So now whenever you go to PC, say desktop IP configuration DHCP, you will get the IP. Similarly on the router 3, IP DHCP pool, anywhere you can give, okay? Network 192.168.3.0 subnet mask. Default gateway 192.168.3.0. Just you mean. So now can I communicate from this PC with this PC?
Which one? Yeah.
First two PCs, can I communicate?
Yes, we can.
Because they are the same network.
Yeah.
So the IP is there 192.168.1.3. So if I ping from here, I can communicate. Can I communicate the default gateway? 1.1?
Yes.
Yes. Can this PC communicate with the neighbor PC like ping 192.168.2.2?
No.
No, I'm on this PC. I want to check this PC. This is 2.3. Okay. I can communicate. They are nearby. They are on the same switch. Okay. They can even communicate with their default gateway. But when I want to try to communicate from this network computer with this network computer, will I have the communication?
No.
So what is the reason?
We need to define a protocol.
We need to enable the routing. Without the routing, this thing will not be possible.
Okay.
So if I try to communicate now, if I say that 2.3 communicate, I am getting message. Destination host unreachable. So by default, router will have how many networks in the routing table?
By default?
How many networks will be available in the routing table? Connected networks. We are on the router 1, two interfaces are having the cable. One is the 10.0.1, another one is the 192.168.1.1.
Yeah, so it should have two.
Two networks will be coming in the routing table. You can see two networks.
Yeah.
Same thing on the router 3. Show IP route, three networks.
Three networks, yeah.
Same thing on this router, it will have two networks. Show IP 192.168.3.0 and 11 network.
Yeah.
Now, Since it is not having a routing, router 1 doesn't know where is the router 2, this network, he is not making communication. Router 2 is unaware of this network. So what I will do, I will use the help of the static routing. Static routing says give the command IP route, then provide me the destination network ID, which destination you want to communicate. The destination network ID 192.168.2.0 I want to communicate. What is the destination subnet mask? 255.255.0. Next hop IP will be 10.0.2. Okay. So I am giving the command, I am telling the router IP route. If you want to get the network to 192.168.2.0, go to the IP 10.0.2, which is the next IP 10.0.2. Okay. Will I have that successful communication now?
Let's try.
Am I getting the communication?
No,
What may be the reason now?
because we haven't given that exit 10.0.0.1. We haven't mentioned anywhere.
No need to mention. This is on our router only, 10.0.1. It is in the routing table. No need to mention it.
Okay.
Okay. So now what happens? Router 1 packet can go. It will go to the router 2. Okay. It can go here. But whenever it is coming back, router 2 doesn't know where is 192.168.1.0. It will say that I want to go to the 1.0 network. Router 2 will say, I don't know the 1.0 network. I don't have 192.168.1.0. It is getting dropped. It means if you want to have successful communication, router 1 should know the LAN network of router 2. Router 2 should know how to come back to the router 1.
Okay.
So on the router 2, I will use one more command IP route 192.168.1.0 subnet mask. Okay. 192.168.1.0 destination network ID, destination subnet mask. What will be the next hop IP?
10.0.0.1.
10.0.1. So it will be the next interface IP, not our interface IP.
But in the top one, you mentioned static something, right?
We're here in the first one.
Is it static or okay? It's IP route.
It's a static only. This IP route command means static routing.
Okay.
If you type now do show IP route, you will see the information that 192.168.2.0 can be reached by 10.0.2. Okay. This router also knows. So if both of them knows each other, then you will have the successful communication.
Yes.
Similarly, I want to communicate with the router 3. Can I communicate now?
No.
No, I cannot communicate. Okay. So in order to make communication with the router 3, if I try to communicate with the 3.2, I cannot have the communication because my router doesn't know where is the 3 network. It will clearly mention 192.168.2.1 destination host and reachable. So what I need to do, I need to configure our router to reach the router 3. I need to show the path and we will tell the router if you want to go to 192.168.3.0, which the subnet mask 255.0, go to the next stop 10.0.2. On the router 1, I am giving the information about the router 3, how you should go. You should go by router 2. So whenever the packet comes to router 2 doesn't know where is the router 3. So what you can do here, on the router 2, you can configure IP route 192.168.3.0 subnet mask.
One second. Why did you mention 10.0.0.2 in the previous one?
On the router 1, this
Yeah,
one.
on the router you mentioned that one is the third one, right? 3.0 is the third router, R3.
Yeah, 3.0 is the R3.
So you are saying, and you said 10.0.0.2.
That is the next hop IP, how to reach the destination. Okay, where is the 10.0.2? It is on the router 2. We are from router 1. If you want to go to the router 3, then first you have to go to router 2.
Yeah, but the thing is, we haven't enabled 11.0.0.1, right?
In which?
In the R2.
If you are saying that 11 network is unknown to the R1.
Yeah.
So R1 will come to the R2. It will ask the R2, I want to go to the network 192.168.3.3. So if you have the routing table for that network, it will forward. Yeah. So it will not check whether that interface is there or not. No need to bother about that interface. So the packet will go to router 2. Router 2 will forward it to the router 3 or the.
No, for the first, once you need to get a packet from router 3 to router 2, I need to say the next hop should be 11.0.0.1, right? First, I need to
On the
enable.
router 3, I need to say that one. Same thing, yes. On the router 3, I will say the same. IP route.
Okay, got it. Yeah, it's fine.
192.168.2.0. Okay, 2.0 subnet mask. So if I want to go to router 2, then this is the path 11.0.1. If I want to go to router 3 from here, I will give the path 11.0.2.
Yeah.
So if from the router 1, if I want to go to router 2, I need to write a path. If I want to go to router 3, then also I need to have a path. Then router 2 also must know with where is router 3. If router 2 doesn't know where is router 3, it will also drop it. Router 3 information must be in the router 1 as well as router 2. And the router 1 should know router 3. So router 1 knows router 3 now. Router 3 knows the router 1. It doesn't know the router 1, you need to show him the router 1, else it will drop the packet. So whichever destination you want to reach, for every destination you need to write the routing. For the router 1 going to the 192.168.2.0, 3.0, you need to have the routing. For the router 2 to go to router 1 and router 3, you need to have the routing. So now, can I communicate from this PC with this PC?
Yes.
Because I know the router 3. Router 3 knows where is router 1. Okay? So I should be able to communicate. You can see the communication is there. If you want to communicate with a 2.2, 3.3 also, you can communicate.
Yeah.
So main thing the routing is whichever destination you want to go, you need to have the destination information in the routing. Can I communicate from router 3 to router 2?
Yes.
Because I have the routing, I know where is the 2.0. So I can communicate. To 192.168.2.2. Okay. From router 1, can I communicate with the 11 network?
From router?
One computer. Can I communicate with the 11 network?
From router 1.
If you check the routing table of the router 1, can you see the routing table for the network 11 show IP route? Can you see 11 network information?
No.
So if you try to communicate, you will not have the communication because your router doesn't know.
Okay.
If you want to test that communication, also give the command IP route destination network ID, destination subnet mask, and the next hop IP is I'm telling you router, if you want to go to the 11 network, go via 10.0.2. Similarly, this router will not communicate with the 10 because 10 network is not available here. So IP route 10 network is not. So I need to write a command for that one now. Network 10 subnet mask. Okay. Next hop IP will be 11.0.1. So we have configured each and every router with the routing. Without that, communication is not possible.
Yes,
So this method is known as static routing. Do you have any problem with this method?
we have.
So what is the problem?
We need to do configure a lot of things.
Yeah, always we need to update the routing table. Okay. Manually everything we need to do.
Yeah.
So to overcome all these problems, you have the dynamic routing protocols. Okay. So first, do these things perfectly. I will save this file also in that one. Okay. Download from the packet tracer also is updated. Download it also.
Okay.
Okay. Download it and practice this command. And as I
Okay.
send some files in the email, check them. Okay.
Okay. Okay. And can you say upload the recording as well?
Yeah, I will send that one also.
Okay. Okay.
And tomorrow at what time? We have the office.
No, I don't have the office, so we can start in the morning. When in the morning you are free, or
Morning I am busy. Morning means which Indian time at what time?
no, it's any time because we'll be, for us it will be afternoon.
You will have the upload there. I will check it. If I am free, I will ping you at around 12 noon. Okay?
Of your time, right?
Yes, my 12 noon I will ping you. Okay?
Okay, no worries.
Okay, fine. I will just message
Thank
you on
you.
the WhatsApp first. I will inform you. Okay?
No worries.
Because I
Yeah.
have multiple classes tomorrow. That's the reason.
Okay.
Okay? Fine.
Yeah. Just let me know the half an hour or 1 hour before notification.